Fred Smith is the #1 historian of baseball in Detroit.
You know, Fred, you're one of the few people that I know that saw baseball in Navin Field, Briggs Stadium, and Tiger Stadium. I know you go way back before me, but what was it like in the beginning there, way back in Navin Field in the 20s?
Well, of course, the ballpark was different. Past first base was just one level, and past third base. In fact, when Philadelphia used to come to town, I used to sit in the left field pavilion, and as soon as Al Simmons came to the plate, we'd run over towards the wall so we could see where his ball landed in what was then Cherry Street. It didn't always land there, but it seemed like it. And if he didn't, Jimmy Fox did, or Bing Miller following him. But they were great.
Do you remember the first game you ever saw on Tiger?
Well.
Listen to me, Tiger Stadium, Navin Field.
Very well. We lost 15-10 to St. Louis, and there were no home runs. That made me very unhappy. And then when we walked out, got into our car to go home, people were all lined up on Cherry Street wanting to know who won the ball game, what was the score, because they didn't start broadcasting till the next week.
You saw Ty Cobb. Give me your recollection of what it was like to see him. You knew he was a great player. You knew what he could do. You knew he was a dashing, flashing, just a wild kind of player. What do you remember about him, Fred?
Well, I remember very well that he scored from second on an infield out. I believe it was the last game he ever played. He was with Philadelphia then. He was either in 27 or 28. Those were the 2 years he played for Philadelphia. And after the game, there were a whole gang of us kids, and I got in to be first to have his arm around me. And he told me to study hard in school, be a good kid, and this and that, and signed the ball. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. But when I ever hear a criticism of Ty Cobb, I get mad because most of the people didn't ever see him play or weren't even born when he was playing. See, he's been out of baseball since 28, and that's 70 years. And they didn't know him. But he certainly was nice to one little kid that day. And he lived on the corner of Burlingame and 2nd. And I lived 3 blocks away. And I used to go over and look at that house all the time. I never saw him, but just look, in great admiration.